Okay, hello and welcome to class. I am Shayla Lanier and I will be your instructor. This is a 7-week class that is very condensed. A regular semester class is 16 weeks, so this is less than half. And we're not going to miss out on any of the important stuff, but I promise it will be doable. Okay, so this week we are getting to Indigenous America. So remember, there was a whole thriving society here when the Europeans showed up. And then they collided. The cultures collided. Think of a collision on the freeway. There's damage. We're going to see some of that. Okay, so this week, several important things. Number one, when you have a question about class, please text me. My cell phone number is in the syllabus. That's linked in the content section. That's also where our e-text can be found. I'm also going to try to link the chapters each week. But if you have a question about class, please text me. I live on a working farm and ranch. I am not always sitting at my desk. So if you need an immediate response, please text me. Something I will ask that you message me in the class messenger feature is the following question. Normally with my 100 level classes, I like to have a discussion, a weekly discussion. This is so condensed, I didn't know if you would want that or not. So the majority will win. Do you want discussions? Yes or no? Send me a message in the class messenger feature. That's housekeeping item number one. Number two, there's a course schedule, but it's going to be subject to change. For example, in week one, we have 2 assignments instead of just one. So the week 1 assignment, you're doing the readings. Our text is fabulous. There's 2 parts of our text. One part is like a secondary regular textbook. And then the other part has primary sources. We are so fortunate to study a period of history when we can read the words of the actual participants. That is fabulous. So you have 4 primary sources. One of them was not included in the text, the Mayflower Compact, but it's important. It's really a founding, like a foundational government document, and I want you to read it. So the week 1 assignment, you read chapter 1, chapter 2. There's 4 primary source assignments or primary source documents. And then you have questions, 5 questions to answer on the week 1 assignment. Regarding the city on a hill, if you would like extra credit, you may send me a second message, not the discussion message, a second message. President Reagan gave a speech where he mentions a city on the hill. Does he see it the same way that John Winthrop did? Let me know, and you can have some extra credit for that. Okay, then your second assignment. This is a history class. History classes, research. And so we're going to do this step by step, week by week. Don't be overwhelmed. Okay, so step 1, you're going to review, just look at the topics. So for our text, we're really, during these 7 weeks, we'll get through chapters 1 through 14. So just have a little perusal through chapters 1 through 14, or maybe you already know there's something that interests you during this time period of American history. Pick a topic, and this will be your topic that you do these little project assignments. And the project is not going to be huge. It's not. It's going to be 5 pages total. The first page is going to be your title page. The last page is going to be your bibliography. So 3 pages of work that are double spaced. And so it's not intimidating. You can totally do this. But this is going to be your topic that you work with throughout these 7 weeks. So pick something that's interesting to you. Also, how is this topic relevant to today? You need to be watching the news. History repeats. Yesterday, the actions and decisions of yesterday set the course for today. We see ties all the time. So how is this topic relevant today? For example, in 1830, we see, back up. In 1787, there's the Northwest Ordinance, and that is a governing document for how we are going to govern territory west of where we already are. So in it discusses behaving peaceably with the Native Americans. That's in 1787. And don't worry, we'll read it when we get there. It's short. Don't be intimidated. That's the other thing. Like, you'll read the Constitution. You'll read the Bill of Rights. These things are short. The Constitution has 7 articles. They're short. So don't be intimidated by any of this. So think of it. They had to write this all out by hand. It was not this, get online, have a typewriter. They had to write it all out by hand. They were careful with their words. So don't be intimidated by any of this. But in 1787, Northwest Ordinance, we're going to be peaceable with the Native Americans. By 1830, which is still within our time frame, we have the Indian Removal Act during President Jackson's presidency. And that's where we are taking their land. We are removing them. We see a huge shift. Well, how is that relevant to today? Well, here I live in the southwestern part of the state. And it's a desert. It's a high desert, but it's a desert. Water is a short, precious commodity. Especially right now, there's a drought. So there are Native American reservations near where I live who have superior water rights. So we see still there's a struggle. Who has rights to the water? Who's going to get this water? How is it going to be used? That's just one little example of relevance to today. So if you have a topic that is really interesting to you and you can't figure out a tie to today, text me. I'll help you. All right. Then you're looking at the time frame of your topic. So you might, I put an example in here. The Constitutional Convention occurred from May through September of 1787. So if you're looking at Native American relationships, that went on from the beginning. So just let me know. If you can't nail down a time period, let me know. I'll help you. Then also, for whatever your topic is that you're selecting, I want you to conduct an internet search to see if it's ever been mentioned in a Supreme Court case. The United States Supreme Court are some of the best historians ever because when they're deciding an issue, they give the history of that issue. And it helps explain whether they thought what happened in the past was correct or incorrect, because that has helped to inform the decision they're making on whatever the case is before them. So, the judiciary, Article 3, created the federal judiciary. That's part of the Constitution. And so there's a record of every case since. So we will sprinkle in some Supreme Court cases. Do not be intimidated by that. They are the third branch of our government, and they're important to our history. So don't be intimidated. Everything is manageable. Everything is doable. Okay, text me with questions. I welcome that. Again, because I'm out, I'm about, and message me. Do you want discussions? That's one message. Second message, when President Reagan mentioned a city on a hill, did he mean it the same as John Winthrop in the document you're reading this week? All right. Welcome to class and buckle your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. One thing I recommend is when I take a class like this, such as right now, I'm taking a class kind of like this. I really work to get up 30 minutes early every day. And I turn the notifications off on my phone because it doesn't do any good to get up 30 minutes and see, oh, I have 100 Facebook notifications. That doesn't help anybody. It doesn't get you ahead because then you're looking at those. So turn your notifications for your social media off. Set your alarm 30 minutes early than you would normally get up and read. That adds 3.5 hours of reading to your week or working on school. I find getting up early is better than staying up late. I'm a morning person, but also my house is quiet, my phone is quiet. And again, don't check your social media. You're just getting up, going to your reading, or getting up, going to your classwork. It really will make a huge difference in your time management for this class and help set you up to be successful. All right, reach out with questions and welcome.